All right, today on the bench, out of a 2012 BMW 740 Li with a 3.0, I have the valve body out of the transmission, which is a ZF6HP21. All right, so this car was towed to me from New Jersey, 309,000 miles on the clock. And what we're dealing with here is a turbine speed sensor code. And that code number is 400625. And the definition is turbine speed sensor circuit low. So I've had the car here for a couple of days. It is an intermittent problem because I've never seen the problem happen. Meaning I've never seen the speed sensor not working. It always worked okay and the car drove okay, and I spoke to him the other day and he said it was very intermittent, but at one point, normally when you have the problem you can pull off to the side, shut the car off, turn it back on, which resets the computer, but they said that wasn't even working, so at that point I didn't drive the car anymore. But we definitely have a code for a turbine speed sensor. Now, to tell if the speed sensor is working when you're looking at a scan tool, when you start the car and looking at the turbine or the input speed sensor, you should have a reading in park. Okay, it's gonna kind of like mirror the image of the engine RPM, if you will. All right, so you start the car up, you're looking at your scan tool, you have a reading in park on the input speed sensor. Okay, foot on the brake, you put it in drive. That reading now goes to 0 because the drum stops turning. So you'll see that input speed sensor drop to 0. And then as you start driving off, that sensor is going to start reading again, as well as the output speed sensor. All right, so something must be going on for that code to show up. Nothing you could really check again with the ZF6HP 19, 21, 26, you know, it's all in the mechatronic unit. So what I'm going to be doing is that we have the valve body out already, and I contacted Soft Electronics in Europe, and they actually sent me labels already and the customs form that I need to pack this up and ship it out, and they're actually scheduling the pickup for tomorrow because I said I still have to take it off of the unit, clean it up, box it up, and get it ready to go. So I figure we can unhook the TCM, and then once I get it back, you know, we can put it back on the valve body. But I just wanted to, I've never had one here with the speed sensor code, so I'd just like to do a video like that. And again, to tell you how the speed sensor works, the input speed sensor, how you should have a reading in park, foot on the brake and drive at an idle, the reading is 0, and as you take off, the reading will start again. Output speed sensor, you have no reading in park. Just as you start moving, you will see the reading, you know, come onto the screen. All right, so what I'll do is I'll get a little closer. Actually, what I can do is maybe, well, I don't even have, I don't have anything yet, but the Soft Electronics sends me the label that I print out. They send me the customs form, and then they send me another form. So there's 3 things that I print out. The label I put on a sticky paper, so I peel it off, put it right on the box, and then when DHL comes, I give them the customs form. I don't really even fill anything out, it's already done, and maybe just another paper that with the contents maybe of what's in the box, I don't know. But when he was here, I used them a couple of weeks ago. When he was here, he says he needs everything, so I just gave him all the papers, and it gets over there in 2 days. These guys are great. I think when it gets there, you know, I believe they get right on it because of the time it takes to get back here, as well as the time it takes to get there. And, you know, within 24 hours I get the email. They email me the invoice, and I pay them through my PayPal, and then I have it a couple of days later. So what we're doing with this, once I get the mechatronic unit back with the new speed sensor, of course it's a ZF6HP21, it's a Gen 2, it's 2012, so I'm going to order the sealing sleeves in the back from Ericsson's, the bridge seal, and the new mechatronic sleeve. We're going to do all that. The pan I'm going to get from Transtar, as well as the Lifeguard 6. I have 6 liters of the Lifeguard 6 already. I'm going to have to get a few more. But I'm going to start gathering my parts together for that, because before you know it, I'll have the mechatronic unit back again. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll just separate it from the valve body, and then I'll come back to you guys once I get this back from Soft Electronics in Europe. Alright, so let me get a little closer. We'll put this up on we'll take the bolts out, put it up on a stand, my little, stand I use, and separate the two, and then pick it up in about a week or so when I get the piece back. Alright, so let me get a little closer and we'll get started. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this sub harness on for the MV solenoid. So I'm just going to disconnect it from here. Okay, that is good. All right, now let's get the 6 bolts out. They are 27. This we can move out of the way. Okay, so let's put this up here. Make sure you guys can see. All right, so here is your input speed sensor, and here is the output speed sensor. Right, let me just bring it up a little bit. All right, so very carefully lift this off. Tighten all the dowels here. Okay, there it is. So this is what they get sent, and again, here is your input speed sensor. Okay, so I'm going to clean this thing up. All right, this valve body for now, I'll just put it aside, and when I get this back, we can go ahead and put this back together. And I'll show you the other goodies that I'm going to put in, like the sleeves, the bridge seal, got a new pan filter, new fluid, and we'll put it back together and get them back on the road. Alright, so that is all for now. So next step, I'm going to just kind of rinse this down and just clean it up, let it dry, and I'm going to package this up and get this thing ready to go. I believe the pickup is for tomorrow, but I told him I had the car here, so we went ahead and sent all the labels, so I'm going to go print all that out and get everything ready to go. Alright, so I'll catch up with you guys in about a week when I get the unit back from Europe, and then we can go ahead and put it back onto the valve body and get this guy back on the road. Alright, so I will catch up with you guys a little later on. Alright, so it's about 5 days later since I shot the first part of the video, and I just got the mechatronic unit, or the TCM, back from Soft Electronics via DHL about an hour ago. So pretty much what it is they come pick the package up. I have the shipping label on there, the customs form, the manifest, everything they want. I give the paperwork to DHL along with the package. It takes pretty much 2 days to get to where it's got to go in Europe. They do a quick turnaround, maybe about 24 hours turnaround, and then it goes out the next day and 2 days back. So it's about a total of 5 days turnaround, which, you know, is pretty good for where it's got to go. So we're going to open the box, take a look at it. This is just filming. It's now after hours, and then I got a little time. I don't have that much time, but tomorrow morning we'll go ahead and install the unit back onto the valve body. I'm also waiting for, I got 3 liters of the Lifeguard 6, that's coming UPS tomorrow. And the pan, which you will see, I'm getting in my overnight delivery. So pretty much just the pan and fluid, and then we'll be able to put this back together. Alright, so let me get a little closer on the box, and then we'll cut it open, take a look at it, and then I guess what we'll do tomorrow is just go ahead and install it back on the valve body. I'll show you the pan, and we'll be able to close out the video. So it's just a quick video. And this one again was an input speed sensor. Oh, what I wanted to say was, originally when I got the car here, it had a code. What was that? I don't have the paperwork in front of me, but I know I mentioned the code in the first part. Input speed sensor low. So, but it always worked when I tried it, but the code was there. So I cleared the code to see if the code would come back. We drove it around, didn't really come back, but again, he was telling me it would go into fail-safe, they'd shut it off, turn it on, and at one point when they shut it off and turned it on, it wouldn't come out of fail-safe. And it did, and that was the only code present. So I sent this out to Soft Electronics, and George is my contact over there. So I get an email from him and says, you know, we checked this out. We didn't see a problem with the speed sensor, and there's no codes present. So, you know, we don't really know what to do here. Are you sure this is the problem? So I wrote him back and explained the situation, that it only happened to the people a couple of times, but it did have this code present for the input speed sensor. And he says, okay, so we came to the conclusion that it's in the beginning stages of failure, and eventually it would have just got worse. But what the cool thing is they get this mechatronic unit and they actually hook it up to a diagnostic connector and scan this unit for codes. So I thought that, I didn't know that. I thought that was pretty cool. So from now on, when they send them the mechatronic unit or the TCM, I'm not going to erase any codes. This way they can scan it and see the codes for themselves. All right, so let me get a little closer. We'll open it up, take a look at the unit, and then tomorrow put it on the valve body. All righty. Let's open this up. I saved the box because I know this isn't going to be the last time I use them, so I kind of saved the box and put it away with all the wrappings that they give me, and ship out another one to them when I have one. Okay. All right, so here's the unit, and they give you in the paper unlimited 6 months mile warranty valid from date of issue. They give you an item unique number, the ZF part number. It's the transmission 6HP transmission control module. So it's a nice, this is your warranty card. Nice, I like the operation over there. It's very good. Okay, so even though we really can't, tell, here is, I don't remember what the old one looked like, but there is the new speed sensor. All right, I'm sure they open up this unit and they probably maybe change some kind of wiring, or if there's a hard wire harness or some kind of a ribbon that's in there, they change that and send it back to me. All right, so well, this looks good. Remember the last one on the Land Rover with the broken pins, but this is it. New speed sensor. Okay, here's the output speed sensor here. So I'm going to get ready to put this back onto the valve body in the morning. All right, so everything looks good. And this is the E-shift or electronic shift valve body. So that means when we hook up the, it's not really the manual valve, it's the park piston or the park release. We're going to go into this one right here, okay? Not this one, we're going to go into this one. Looks like a little hill. We're going to go into that one. Alrighty, give me 1 second, somebody's here. Alright, just a quick parts delivery there. Alright, so again, we'll install this on the valve body in the morning and finish this up, and then we'll get the car back in and we're going to install the valve body back in, of course. I have a new set that I got from Ericsson's of the sealing sleeves for the 6HP19. I have my new bridge seal. The pan I'm waiting for coming tonight. And I have a set of O-rings, but I gotta just get them. A new set of O-rings for the, I don't have the mechatronic sleeve, but I have a new set of O-rings for the sleeve, which would be fine. It's not gonna leak. All right, so that's it. So I'm gonna catch up with you guys in the morning and we'll finish it up. All right, so let's install this computer back onto the valve body. Line up the dowels, gotta line up the park piston here. Back out a little bit. Okay. There we go. Very nice. All right, that is good. Okay. So that is plugged in. All right, so let's get these both back in. All right, so this is going to go here. All right, so there's a little, on the sub harness, there's a hook. There's a hook right here. We're going to hook that onto the solenoid, like that. Put one here, here. Here, okay, this is good. Yeah, that's good to go. torque these down about 85 inch-pounds. Go ahead and plug this in. There we go. Okay. And the park piston here. That's good. It's nice and free. Alright, so that unit is back on the valve body. So that's ready to go. Alright, here is my pan. Alright, and of course you look for the Filtran, made in Germany. And this is the ZF6HP21 or 21 because it has this bump here and this indent here. Okay, again, I got my sealing sleeve kit, bridge seal, and I have a new set of O-rings which I have coming for the mechatronic sleeve. Alright, so just a quick recap. 2012, a BMW 740 Li. This was a 3.0, and we were dealing with code 400625, turbine speed sensor low. So, with the help of Soft Electronics, I sent it to them, and they installed a new speed sensor, input or turbine speed sensor for me. And again, the turnaround time, probably about, once they picked it up, about 5 days. Okay, because as I had mentioned, 2 days to get there. They turn this around within 24 hours, and then it goes out the next day, 2 days back. So it's a very good operation there. They do all the paperwork for you, get paid through PayPal. I communicate with them through emails. Because of the time difference, you know, I communicate with them like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning if I have any questions or whatever. But you know, there'll be an email, an invoice they'll email to you, and if they have to communicate with you, everything is done by email. But it works. And also I'm waiting for about 6 more liters of the Lifeguard 6 I got coming UPS today. And then we can get this back in the car and back to the client. So, this is the first time that I had Soft Electronic do the input speed sensor. Alright, so I've had them done a bunch of range switches. That's pretty common. You know, the range switches is here. I've had them do the pins when on the Land Rover when the pin got broken, and input speed sensor now. So, but it's a very good operation, and what I do is I contact them and tell them what's going on and say, hey, can you fix this, so I know what direction I'm going, whether I gotta possibly, you know, sell them a whole unit valve body, or if this could be repaired. And that's it. So when they get the guys get in today, we get a free lift. We'll get the car back in, put the valve body back in with everything else, fill it with oil, and she'll do a road test, and she'll be good to go. All right. So thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we will see you next one.